5 maybe. I am going to the A3F All-Star Film Challenge screening. So I think I mentioned in a different one that I did some judging. So yes, I'm tired. I got like 2-3 hours of sleep this morning. I'm gonna guess it's perimenopause because there was also some. I don't have hot flashes, but I'm like, am I having night sweats? It was. Hold on. So we have some. So I used the lip scrub of Real Her earlier, which looks like that, and to buff out my lips. And now I'm gonna put on the that part. To moisturize. It smells like maybe strawberries. I can't 100% be sure. But so I was really tired at work today. I'm just like, I got through it. It was, yeah. But I was like, I want to go to this. I'm not going to my usual happy hour because I'm going to this since I judged. You know, I want to see who wins. They'll post who wins or whatever, ultimately. But, you know, I want to be there to see the people enjoy the reaction, what have you. Seen it on a big screen, even though some of them have seen it on a big screen before. Their movies, not these ones. So using Danessa Yummy Skin, the glow serum. Which I probably won't focus. You know how Sephora gives you these little samples? They never give you what you ask for. So I have these shades. I don't necessarily need these shades. So if somebody who I know locally wants these, there's 2, 4, 6, 9, 12, and 14. It's of the skin tint. So if you think you're one of those shades and you want to try a sample, let me know. I'll drop it off. Or I'm trying to think how much that would cost to mail in town. And normally I wouldn't use this glow serum, but we're using it kind of as a primer today. So let's start that before I'll do the rest of my face. Because I'm trying to get there early enough to get a seat. I think this is going to be long. It's been like an hour and a half at least watching movies and then giving out the awards afterwards. I remember last time I went to this, after they showed all the movies, I did leave early. Like, my intentions were to, mind you, I have tomorrow off, to go, and if there's after party, go to the after party. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So this is a real glow. So I wanted to try this, but the tube is like $34 something. I'm like, am I really gonna glow in Phoenix? I really want to glow in Phoenix. But yeah, so far we see that. I see the glow. Because Danessa's blurring powder, I'm not gonna ever buy the Radiant. She has a new kit out with a bunch of the flushed, or the blushes, and what she calls flushed, and there's one of the universal blurring powders, but it's Radiant. I don't want to be Radiant. So I'm like, I don't need that kit. Okay, this isn't that bad. Yeah, it's good. So maybe I'll look into getting it. Let me wipe my hands off. And I'm gonna let that soak in a little bit. It's kind of the pre-primer. And then I'll do my eyes while I let it soak in. So I don't know if the kids got out of school early today, but the kids that live down the hall, they've been home. Usually they get up like between my lunch and I actually clock out. Usually that's way too much. Usually that's when they show up, and I'll come back, or the mother brings them back home. I'm trying to think where they live or where they work. Go to school. Because I see them in the morning going to school, and I'm like, okay. So I think I didn't see any other kids come home. So yeah, maybe the school got out early. And these days I can't keep track of. I don't keep track of when kids get out of school. I just know when I start seeing them in the parking lot. But yeah, these kids got home early and they were outside. At least they weren't making a lot of noise at first. And of course, when I was laying down for lunch, which was a late lunch, that's when there's some noise being made. Where's my brush for my eyes? Okay. I probably should let that dry longer. And then they kept playing with rocks. They were not throwing them, but they were like cracking them or on the sidewalk or something, drawing with them. It was really loud. And I looked out the window. I'm like, you're not near my car, right? Because there was a sound of metal as well. I think there was one of those electricity boxes. I can see it in my mind. I don't know how to describe it. But when there's like transformer kind of electricity box, but it's not a transformer. Because I know as a kid we used to sit on those. So that's why I know it's not a transformer. So I don't know what they're doing. I went out there later to get my package and I'm like, okay, they were cracking rocks or what have you. I'm just like, okay. And then the brother was yelling for his sister. And she finally answered like up to 10 times, him yelling. And I'm like, y'all are always together, so why weren't y'all together for you to be looking for her? And at one point I was like, should we be worried about where she is? Because there are, you can't have offenders within a certain distance of a school, which is a school a ways over. I'm like, I get those notices for offenders, so I'm like, they do live around here, different complexes, so I'm just like, you let your guard down. Most of them, unfortunately, harm children, or have history of harming children, from what I've read in these. But I was like, okay, I need you to answer, little girl, before we have to worry about where you are. And she finally did. And then when I went to go get my package, that girl got some lungs on her. She'd be screaming for no reason. In the hallway, echoes. So for some reason, when I was in the hallway, because her and her brother, I think, were playing hide and seek later, and I'm just like, she screamed, so it was very loud. She had no reason to scream. I think her brother was even like, what the hell? But yeah, so I was really tired, and I was like, I really want to go to this. I'm not going, like I said, I'm not going to the happy hour. I'll go next week. Actually, I might see them this weekend. So, some of the people normally see at the happy hour. Anyway, last week's happy hour was really good. It was really cool. We're talking about, at one point there's dating conversations, and there's some local politics conversation. A politician was there. Other conversations about places to go, to get out and stuff like that. Yeah, it was really good last week. So yeah, if I didn't have, this what I'm going to, I would definitely would have went again. So, and my hair's like, okay, no, it's fine now. I usually shave my head on a Sunday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I didn't shave my head till Monday, so I was like, am I going to get enough growth by the time I go anywhere, leave my house? And not have to wear wigs, which, have the wigs. I have the wigs, but it's hot. I had AC on. I just turned that fan on. It's at least 80 something. It's supposed to be 80s next week too. It's fall in Phoenix, but it's still freaking warm. Okay, I'm just doing this because I'm trying to I think it's good. These edges is what I'm looking at now. And sometimes it's hard to see with the light, bright light to tell. But yeah, I think these edges are blended. That's Juvia's Place, the shadow stick that they have in Morocco. Always description. I always list everything. Sometimes if I post a video while I'm waiting for it to process and all that, I'll put products to come because it takes me time to put them in there. Using Universal because the rest of that's soaked in, but we don't have combo oily skin, so that might be nice for the winter because I know Danessa has her 30% for Black Friday, so sale. That's definitely. I'm like trying to think what else I don't want. Because of that shipping cost. You know how I feel about the shipping cost. The nest is at least $8. And I'm still using the peel off gel, whatever. I think this one bottle's almost done. It was frustrating me today. I got one eyebrow done good, and then the other one wasn't acting right. I'm like, am I seeing a line right there, matter of fact? Okay. What is that? This looks like it's going that way. I did use eyebrow pencil to try to draw the line straight across, because you see there because normally I just do them freehand, and it does not always work out that well. One always ends up being higher. Okay, so I was like, I thought I got all of it off from the lines I drew. I need to trim. Wait, either you go back to no, actually you need to clean up right there. I see it. And then I see there's always a little bit of the gel, which I don't see until I'm doing this. Okay. But yeah, I could feel that modification right there. But yeah, so yeah, they're starting the holiday sets and everything, Sephora, Ulta. But I know for sure there's definitely Danessa is gonna do her 30% off everything. I'm like, I really don't. I'm trying to think if I really even not need anything but want anything. Ooh, it's a lot. Let's get these eyebrows. So that white right there is from eye primer. That's what I was trying to do right there. A little modification right there. Still holding on. The Fenty setting spray actually came today. That's the package I was getting. And I won't start using it until I get out of this, even if I use the Fenty software, the Fenty soft matte, the foundation. Okay, so because we're almost hitting pan, so I could possibly get that done a Danessa thing, even though I use it mostly for wigs. Okay, so that. Just a little in there, get it out. But yeah, it's still too warm to wear wigs. I might wear a wig tomorrow night. And I'm not wearing a wig Saturday for sure, but maybe tomorrow night. Let me wipe the back of that off. You hear the screaming? You hear the screaming? I don't, she just randomly screams and I'm like, is this a little girl thing? I wasn't one to do that. Yeah. So I have that much. I'll try to get in the bristles there. So since we're using mostly Danessa products, that's why I went ahead and used a Danessa brush. So I was looking at a look I did, was it this year or last year? Yeah, I think it was Danessa, this foundation. So I was like, because when I go out this weekend, this event I'm going to is more of a dress up kind of event. That I'm going to wear one of the dresses I bought this summer and actually wear it. So I'll have, okay. But I don't want to wear a wig. I'm like my hair. I want my hair to be grown out enough to go with it. I could wear a wig, but I'm like, it's the way the dress is. I don't want to take anything away from this dress. I'm like, I should get a pedicure. Like, my feet are soft enough, but my nails have grown out. You know how when you need another pedicure or manicure because you have that space of your nail without the nail polish on it? That's where we are right now with my nails. So I was like, okay, I didn't think really about it the other day because, like, my friend was over and I'm like, my feet. I'm like, okay, he's not a feet person, so I wasn't worried about it. But I'm like, yeah, my feet were soft because I had polished them that day. But for sure, definitely, I'm like, if you look close enough, you can see the nail polish is going out. Okay. So I still have some on here, so I'm gonna take whatever is left on here. Because it's nice. I see right there. It's nice. Nothing spectacular, like I could easily stop. This is really almost like no makeup look. Speaking of, I have to go in office next week. Yes, I was just in the office the other week. We have to go in again, and I'm like, yeah. So I'm trying to mentally prepare for it this time. Mentally to prepare, okay, being around people making noise. And because it's client specific, they're probably not going to feed us. So I'll probably get a salad from Angie's like on Sunday. Now I always get a breakfast bowl, a frozen breakfast bowl, regardless, whenever I go to the office. I think somebody always brings donuts, either the supervisor or somebody else will bring in donuts. But I'm like, okay. But I just bring in a breakfast bowl because donuts not going to hold me over until I go to lunch. I go to lunch late. Okay, what time is it? And this is 14. Did I use 14 yet? I'm not sure if I have. I know definitely not with this foundation. So we'll see. And then we're gonna go in with OYS again. And I'm going to put it on my hand this time. This stuff really lasts forever because I'm like, I have another one that's a darker shade, and I'm just like, who knows how long it'll take me to get through this. Okay, I'm gonna start. Okay. But yeah, like once it needs to cool down to like 70s, which will happen in November before I like wear wear a wig more often. Like even just running errands, what have you. Because I have these wigs, I'm like, I need to wear them. I want to wear them. It's still too hot. And then I think it randomly like sprinkled either today or yesterday. It was overcast until about noon. I think I saw somewhere like in the East Valley it rained. So it's like, okay, this weather. Okay. Yeah, that's a good method. I just usually forget to do that method, which is just directly going on my face. Do what works for you. And then I'm going to it definitely works for this, even though I don't see anything. I'm just go like this. Like this look I'm doing today definitely shouldn't take too long, but because I'm talking, it makes it longer. I still have to decide if I'm going to park in the garage or park on the street. Because they validate, if you park in the garage, they validate for like 2 hours. So I'm like, but of course it's going to probably be more than 2 hours when it's all said and done. So that's why I'm just like, park on the street, I could pay meter and then hope that nobody comes by before the meter ends. Okay, yeah, and that was a good natural look. That's not my concealer brush. We are going to spray because I know this is drying down. I'm trying to think if there's a game yesterday, there's not a game today. But football is on today, and I'm like, okay. Or Thursday is still a popular time downtown. And I'm like, thank you, my eyebrow. So I'm looking in the camera, it looks much brighter. Now it's looking right now 14 in concealer. Because it seems like regardless, when I do a no makeup look or I just put on concealer, I'm like, all my concealers, they look dark under my eye or they look weird. You can tell that it's there. And I'm like, okay, do I need to wear corrector every time too? So I'm figuring that out. Okay, I'm gonna just decide to blend these edges. So my rent definitely is up for next month. I got the little email that tells you what it's gonna be for the next month. I'm like, because they added the fiber optics internet that we have to use. I'm like, okay. I'm like, when are we starting that? Because then I have to cancel my CenturyLink, which I just got the bill for that. So I'm just like, okay. Which I haven't been using my landline. Yes, I started landline. It was grandfathered in with my internet, what have you. because my phone died, and I'm like, I don't, there's no messages on there. I know probably the voicemail probably part of it might be, so I need to check that. I gotta find the booklet is right by the phone. Check that. Hopefully nobody's been calling that number. I think these days everybody keeps using my cell phone, even doctors when I tell them to use a home phone. Okay, now let's foundation brush as well. So I think one of my videos, maybe the last video or the video just went up, I forgot to blend. You can't really tell, but I realized I forgot to blend. When I had the blush and the concealer. Okay, we're using Danessa's Dancing Queen. Next time, which looks like that. Looks like I don't use it a lot. I think it's, you have to use her makeup like every day for it to look like it's doing anything. Oh, I didn't have fun. Okay, so I'm gonna use my fingers and then use the brush to blend it out, because that's how potent it is. So that's what I'm like. Take some off my hair. Because we are not topping this because it will dry down, so I'm like, this kind of goes with this shirt. Actually, I decided last minute on this shirt color, otherwise I could have went with a different blush to go with this shirt. So I was gonna wear a green shirt and then, yeah, we need to, it's still too hot, but we need to go hiking. Because some of my shirts, I'm like, I can fit them, but the stomach, I'm like, okay, I know some of this is because of menopause. And I'm trying to, there's a vibrating machine, when the girls I follow, who I met at, what did we meet at? The Vibe Box, I want to say, in pottery class. And she has this, she posted her on her vibrating machine, and I'm like, I need that, because I realized like this week or last week, sometimes I don't get up enough, and I feel stiff, and I know I need to get up more. But the vibrating helps with the lymphatic, I guess. So I'm like, what is it for? And so I'm like, you can also be sitting in it, doing this thing. So I'm like, okay. So I'm looking into that. Okay. When I set everything, it'll be less, because right now, okay. And, okay, I was talking about concealer, blending with the concealer. This is what, so the edges right there. Before setting it, the concealer. Okay. Now let's set. You heard me tap it, right? Again, I tapped it. Still some sunlight out. I was gonna go to a pumpkin patch tomorrow, but it's all the way in Gilbert, and then it's like $17. You get I guess a baby pumpkin. There's some rides. I'm just like, and I was just looking at everything like, I don't like pumpkin, and I'm like, they may or may not have apple cider there. So I kind of more want to do like an apple. I don't pick apples, but want to go apple picking. So, if I could find a place locally to do that, I know they have it somewhere. I just have to. Everything right now is so related to pumpkins, which makes sense. But who doesn't like a good apple cider? You know. We have to do nothing blush because the blush is pretty much set itself. So we're gonna go in with the bronzer. Oh, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So let me just tap that off because I'm not gonna do that. And I was gonna do, I'm like, nope, don't need to do that because I have a separate brush to do that. Okay. So let me tap it off this time, which Juvia's place is a little less potent than Minted. And still could blush, but a bronzer, but it's not gonna do what happened last time. I don't know what's on here, but I'm just gonna. There's something on there, obviously, because I see it now. So whatever's on here, I'm not listing in the description because I don't know what the heck. I have not done a look since then, but I'm not. I can easily look for the index card, but we're not gonna do all that. As you see, it's more on this side than this side anyway. It's probably Juvia's place. Let's just leave it at that. Probably volume 1. So we'll go with that. I guess Misty Copeland did her last performance. It's a black, brilliant ballerina with American Ballet Company. Yeah. She was, I guess, the first principal, black principal with them as well. So, I guess she retired. I was like, oh, okay. I think what I'm going to this weekend is ballet. I should know what I'm going to. So, yeah, I know. Plus, I always get it on my lips, and I need to not get it on my lips. But yeah, we need to go hiking. I can go to yoga, but they just changed where they are, and I'm like, to a location that's a little harder to just like, okay, let me just hurry up and go. Because I like to pay when I get there. It's one of those things like, I need to definitely decide and pay before I get there for this. Just gotta get out of the car and it apparently cross a street or something. I'm like, what? I'm like, why do you keep changing locations? I like, because of the teacher, that's why. for the slow flow yoga, which may be a little too advanced for me as well. A DJ I know is DJing like at a place that's on my way home, but I'm like, do you have to be dressed up? To go there? Because it's Thursday night, most people are dressed up. I'm like, I'm not. Sure, that man, like, he DJs like almost every day of the week. I'm like, do you really have, you rest anytime? Now, this is mattifying, but I don't think it's waterproof. I need to read if it's waterproof, because the new Fenty setting spray is definitely waterproof. So I'm like, when I use that, I'll probably just use that. I won't use Danessa and use that. Like whenever I wear the foundation. It's not like it rains a lot during our winter. It does definitely, either December or January, like clockwork, it always does rain. So that's definitely gonna happen. Okay, it's like, what is, let's do mascara. I have not picked out earrings, I just realized that just right now. Just thinking about, I'm like, I just bought this. It should be, it's fine. Using waterproof because they will be laughing, maybe laughing till you cry. So that's why I'm like, I'm gonna use the waterproof one. Not Thor, Chris Hemsworth, Mark Ruffalo, Halle Berry. Berry, I don't know what Berry's last name is. Have a new movie. I just watched a trailer before I started doing all this. Got a new movie coming out, so I was just thinking about that right now. It's actually good. It's called Crime 101, I think. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, to me, it's, yeah. Okay, so we're still thinking about the earrings, but we're using Essence. If you know Essence at Ulta, their makeup is really cheap. Shade range, well, they just got foundation sticks, but they are not discount, but the price is budget friendly. They're very budget friendly. I've had something else of this. I think I have eyeshadow of theirs, but anyway, this is a liquid lipstick. It's supposed to be 8 hour. It's a matte lipstick, hence liquid. I bought this months ago, but it's all red, so we are gonna use it. And I have enough of the stuff off my lips, and they still look moist. They brush my teeth, so I'm like, okay. That's what it looks like. Sorry, I didn't realize my lips went on. I was busy looking into and I had about a vertigo earlier, so I was like, and then looking at that and looking up, I would have got dizzy real fast. So yeah, so it looks like. Oh, I didn't say what shade it's in. Dog Berry 08. So that's what it looks like. Because I have not seen it like anywhere really. And then definitely not on somebody of my skin tone, skin complexion. So that's why I was like, okay, it looked like it was a good one. But so now we know what it looks like. Nothing on the teeth. So if you want to try Essence. It's usually by the registers. The line for the registers is usually right there. They got brushes. Like my brush, that's what I have. This brush, which I use for bronzer, it's a bronzer brush, but you probably can't see. But it might have been upside down as well. But that is from Essence. Like I said, I had eyeshadow. There's some good stuff. Yeah, I'm like, if I didn't already have stuff, like if you ever like have like $20 liquid lipstick, brush. They have the new foundation sticks, which has a big range of shades, which is surprising. They don't have to do that, but they got a good range. They got powders, eyeshadows. Oh, they're mostly known for the mascara. I have used a mascara in the past. The Essence mascara. So you've heard of them. Okay, let's put on some earrings so we can end this video. So I'm like, I am still not deciding. We're just gonna match kind of the shirt, so we're gonna go with these. And that they're gonna make a decision right now. So with that, I am off to go watch some short films. And everybody have a good night.